Hi everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and I'm coming to you live from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor Is In Live. Happy Halloween, everybody. Can't believe it is the end of October. We're into the final push of 2016. I'm so excited to be here with you today as we wait for more people to get on the live stream. What I want you guys to do is I want you to click in the upper right hand corner of your screen, which is a notification button. And what that's going to do is when you click on that that notification button, Facebook is going to let you know when I go live. That way you and I can interact in real time. So when you hop on, give me a shout out, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hi Annie, hi Joseph. We've got two on already. They rock. And so today's topic is something that if you're struggling to get leads for your business, this is going to help you out a lot, and it's storytelling. Now, I will tell you, I never thought about telling stories with business until I learned this 3 years ago from my good friend, Diane. She taught me this storytelling formula. Now, if you don't know who Diane is, I'm going to give you just a real brief description of who she is. Diane has been in the home business industry since, for the last 17 years, I believe 1998, 1999, she got into a home business. And she got into home business because family wound up $40,000 in debt because Diane chose, instead of working, to stay at home and raise her two beautiful daughters with her husband, Larry. And so Diane learned the hard way back in those late 90s, how hard it was to build a business. But then she learned the art of storytelling. And she learned that at the feet of some of the greatest entrepreneurs out there. And one of them was the late, great Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn, if you've ever listened to Jim, you know, he's a master storyteller. And what Diane learned was the art of storytelling. And what she did is when YouTube came online, you know, in the mid-2000s, she started doing video and she used the storytelling method. And all of a sudden, she began, you know, her business just explodes at this point, where she's now making 7 figures a year. She went from being $40,000 in debt to today, she was able to pay for both of her daughters' college educations. I believe both of them, her oldest just graduated from the University of Connecticut, and her younger one is studying abroad in Australia. And she's paid for their educations in cash. She also speaks on many different stages, and she has taught this storytelling formula to thousands of other entrepreneurs. And those who take action and do it exactly as she says, they get results like you wouldn't believe. And for me, this changed my business, because all of the time, when you think business, you're thinking, you know, sales pitch, okay? How can I convince? And see, with storytelling, you're not convincing. You're inviting people in, and they make the decision, all right? And see, what storytelling does is that it appeals to the senses, okay? It draws people in. And effective storytellers, when it comes to business, get people in the story, excuse me, and they stay in the story. People hate to be sold, but they will sit and listen to a great story. They will, you know, why is Star Wars so popular, and Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings? They were all so popular because there was a compelling story. And people would sit for 2 hours to watch a movie. All right? Or they will give up an afternoon to read a book because the story is so compelling. But I'm going to show you today with this formula that Diane taught me, where you don't need to do a 2-hour presentation. You can communicate a story in under 60 seconds that will get people so interested that they're going to want to opt in and learn more. Are you ready to hear what that is? If you are, comment yes below and go grab a paper and a pencil or pen and take some notes. You know, you're going to be shocked at how simple this is. Hey Joe, thanks for watching. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to tell you what the steps are, and then we're going to break it down and we're going to craft a story together. So here's how it goes. Step number 1, and I want you to write this exactly as I'm telling this to you, okay? And it's going to sound like it's really like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're making me write this. Trust me, this formula can work regardless of what product, service, or business you're using, all right? So step number 1, before blank, I was blank, okay? Before blank, I was blank. Step number 2 is, the first thing I noticed with blank was blank. Step number 3, since then, blank. Since then, blank. And then part 4, the best part is blank. All right, and the reason that I have those blanks in there is that you can fill in, all right, whatever your product, service, or business is. This is such an easy template to use. And I remember when I first learned this, it just blew me away. I was like, Diane, there's no way this can work. She said, trust me. So what she told us to do, she actually gave us an assignment where we had to take, hi Teresa, glad to have you on the show. You take that 4-step formula and you practice it. You practice it on your dogs. You practice it in the shower. And you just get used to using that formula and put any silly little thing in there. The goal is you want to get comfortable. You don't want to be doing this from a script. It has to come natural. You know what, Ray? Good question, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. She said, what if you have no results yet? You can even do a simple result, or you can use a story of a leader, okay? You can do it that way too. A lot of people do that in the beginning. So your result can be something really small, okay? You know, you could say, since doing this, I got 1 lead, or I had 10 new comments, okay? I'm going to show you how I would do one using Facebook video. This storytelling formula works the best that I have found when you get out of your comfort zone and do video, because storytelling, you know, to really get people, to attract people to you, they need to see you, they need to hear you, they need to feel your energy. And if you do the storytelling formula in this 4-part sequence the right way, people are going to be attracted to that vibe that you're giving out. So I'm going to give you an example of how I would do one for getting Facebook Lives, all right? When you do this type of storytelling formula, this shouldn't take you more than a minute. And as long as you hit these key points, people are going to be interested. So I'm going to do one with Facebook Live. I'm going to do this off the cuff. Hi there, Dr. Lisa Thompson here, and I have a question for you. Are you struggling with getting leads on Facebook? Are people not interacting with you, and your friends and family are, you know, they're no longer following you on Facebook and they're avoiding you like the plague? Allow me to offer you a solution. I have a free training that will show you how you can get more leads for your business using Facebook Live. Before doing Facebook Live, I was struggling with getting engagement on Facebook. I always felt that doing video, I needed to have extra equipment to purchase, as well as I had to sit in front of my webcam when I just didn't have the time to do so. The first thing I noticed with this Facebook Live training is I didn't need to have any special equipment. All I needed was my mobile device, which has an HD camera and microphone built in, and I can do this video anywhere on the go. Since taking this Facebook Live training, I have had more engagement, and I just had my first 10 lead day. But the best part is that I never have to run out of people to talk to. I'm not bothering my friends and family, and I'm doing this in less than 15 minutes per day. To get access to this training, click on the link you see above this video, and I'll immediately send it over to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Now, how easy was that script? It came off very natural, all right? It might have taken a little bit longer because I was just shooting this off the cuff, but you can see I incorporated all those elements. When you were listening, did that draw your interest of wanting to know more? Leave me a comment below. Okay, now you're probably thinking, well, Doc, you've done this so many times. Yes, I have. But with practice, you get better. And the way that I got better is I just started doing videos. I did lead capture pages with videos. And that was 3 years ago. But today I found this to be very effective, where you can shoot a 60-second video, put it in a Facebook group showing you exactly using that 4-step formula, and you just have, you just put like a little intro before that story and then a call to action afterwards. You're going to get some results, all right? That is the power of storytelling. Did you all get value from that today? If you did, leave a comment and share. Now, I have something very special for you. If you look in the description, I have a link. And if you click on that link, there is more training from Diane Hockman on how to use storytelling. This is only one aspect of storytelling that can help you with your business. She also gives you, okay, additional types of stories, okay, that can help you, whether you're building rapport with people, doing like video, Facebook Live, or you're going to be blogging or putting it in email. And there are some story formats that are good when you're about to close somebody, okay? And in this training, she outlines those different types of stories. So make sure you click on that link you see above this video and get access to that training, because I know it's going to help you a lot. It helped me. And Ray said, you're already doing it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what you can also do too is that if you're not getting any results, you can promote a webinar or a training of someone. You could even use Diane, where you can promote like the storytelling and just say, before Diane learned this storytelling, she was a single mother, she was not a single mother, but she's a married stay-at-home mama too, with $40,000 in debt. The first thing she noticed with doing storytelling is that it's very easy to do. Since learning the art of storytelling, she has been able to generate leads and sales on clockwork. But the best part is now she's able to stay at home with her 2 daughters and was able to pay for their college educations in cash. Okay? The key to learning that story is that you got to know the story of your upline or someone who is successful. Okay? That is the key. So what you need to do, you can do this with, if you're in your own primary MLM, you can do this with people who've had successful results. But the key is you have to know the story. And sometimes the smallest result will get you the most leads as well, because those smaller results make it real to people, thinking, oh, wow. If someone who, because sometimes we put people and leaders on a pedestal and we don't think that they had any struggle, okay? But if you can show something where if you're showing just a tiny tangible result of maybe getting 1 lead that they never were able to do online before, or they were able to do like my friend Ronnie Denholm, last week did her very first Facebook Live, and she's deaf. Her very first Facebook Live was only about 90 seconds long, and she had over 3,100 views. That thing went viral, okay? And she just shared a little result. So that's the power of storytelling. So I want to make sure that you guys are doing this, and I know you're going to be successful. Make sure you click on the link you see above this video to watch that training by Diane. And have an awesome Halloween night, you guys. Have fun with the trick-or-treaters. Tonight, my husband and I, as we're passing out candy, we're going to do one of our favorite traditions, is watching Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder and Marty Feldman. That is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. I pretty much know the whole lines by heart. And, you know, I don't like to be scared. I like to laugh on Halloween, and that one just really, I just love that movie. So make sure you're enjoying your Halloween tonight, and tune in tomorrow where we're going to discuss some more tips and strategies of how you can build a buyer's audience on social media by building your brand and your blog. With that, take care and happy Halloween.